Welcome to another episode of the Online Prosperity Experience podcast. You're about to hear your host, Prosper Taravinga's powerful digital marketing strategies and actionable tactics that you can use right now. Prosper has helped more than 50,000 people from over 10 countries to create meaningful businesses that are profitable and enjoyable. Listen to this podcast so that you too can build your own business with less stress and overwhelm. Let's get started.
When was the last time you put some thought into your About Us page? I mean, obviously, as a coach, consultant, or small business owner, the least that I would assume of you right now is that you've got a website. And on your website, you've got a home page, you've got maybe a services page, you've got a contact us page, and you've got an About Us page. And if you're really fancy, you probably have a blog page. That is a typical website of a coach and consultant. But when was the last time you actually put some effort into your About Us page? The reason why I'm saying this is today, actually, I just got an email from people that have invited me to speak at their conference. So, naturally, they've asked for a photo of me that they're going to use in their marketing. And they've also asked for a little blurb about what it is that I do and how I actually help people. So naturally, what I've done is gone onto my website and I'm just looking for, a snippet of what I can send to them, which, as you would yourself, I just went onto our About Us page. And then I just noticed, wait a minute, my About Us page is more of a in-depth, microscope into who we are exactly, because I'm talking about just about everything you would expect to find on our homepage. I'm proving that I'm not a robot. I'm proving that I can help people by actually helping them, giving them information right there. And then I just went on to our analytics and I'm like, wait a minute, how many people are actually coming to our About Us page and reading? And I've noticed that most traffic goes from homepage and then they go to About Us page, which makes up about 62% of the traffic ends up at our About Us page, and then they're distributed to different pages within our website. So it is actually a crucial page that a lot of us are not actually utilizing. And I went on and looked at one of my clients' About Us page, and then I noticed that they just wrote in third person format, and they haven't really put in a bit of love and exactly who they are on that About Us page. So I just thought maybe let's talk about that today, and really present the question to you that when was the last time you actually put some thought into your About Us page? Because if you're like most coaches and consultants, the answer is probably, I never think about it if I can help it. Sometimes we all hate writing about ourselves, and a lot of people hate even talking about themselves. So the About Us page is one of the most difficult pages for anyone to come up with content for. You know what I mean? And you're not alone in this, You might struggle for the right words to actually describe your work or be uncertain how to actually position yourself. And you may just want to let it look like a third party or a third person, or in the third person wrote that about you, so that you excuse yourself, from having a finger pointed at you as the person who's written all of that about yourself. And the odds are pretty good that you maybe wrote your About Us page, just to fit in a description where you really needed one, and that's all you did. You didn't even think about it twice, or you just ripped off, your summary from LinkedIn, which I actually think you need to look at that summary, because a lot of people look at that section of your LinkedIn profile and because they want to know who they're dealing with. Because we all know that people do business with those they know, like, and trust. So immediately, people want to automatically get to understand who are we talking to, who are we dealing with, and what is it that they can do for us in order for us to, engage them and do business with them. Okay, so sometimes it was just maybe a feat of desperation that you just put something together because you had an empty space on your website which you really needed to fit in some sort of content, and you maybe have avoided looking at it ever since. Okay, so I'm just gonna direct you to our About Us page. So livelongdigital.com.au/about us. I want you to clearly have a look at how we have structured our About Us page, and I'll be breaking down because I feel like it's actually very important for you to have an understanding. And maybe it could actually be one thing that would put customers across the line, because now they have a feeling that they have an understanding for you. Because let me tell you something, growing your business is not easy. It is a tough endeavor. And our clients are scrutinizing and looking at every single thing. And by the time they come to us, they've already judged us. They already know who we are, and they already know what to expect from us. The reason why clients do this is because they don't want to appear as if they're stupid when we start asking them questions. They want to have some sort of knowledge, know-how of how they think we can help them. So maybe you're cold calling potential clients and having them hang up in your face because maybe they looked at your About Us page and you didn't give them any information of how you can help them. And guess what? It was grand opening, grand closing for that, marketing that you sent to them. You're probably sending them hundreds of emails without getting as much as, hey, thanks for reaching out, because when they just click on your About Us page, they're not getting that information. They're not feeling your essence or really getting to understand who you are and how you can help them. And you're probably wasting thousands of dollars on ad spend without generating qualified leads. You know why? As soon as they look at your website and they go to your About Us page, it's missing out who you work with and how you can actually help them. So I'm going to show you how why nailing your About Us page is one of the best things you can actually do for your business. And I want you to help, yourself and your business to start securing ideal clients and make them fall in love with you just by following a few simple tips, as you will notice as we go along. So it will be in your best interest to maybe put me on speakerphone if you're listening on Spotify or some sort of platform. I think you're an Apple or whatever podcast platform you're on, and go on to our About Us page, livelongdigital.com.au/about us. And you will notice the first thing that I write there is completely introduce you to who I am. From a small town in Zimbabwe in Africa to generating 75 plus million in client value. So I'm already establishing who I am, what it is that I do, and what I have done, all in just that one sentence. And I'm introducing myself, and there's a big picture of my face there. And I'm saying, hi, I'm Prosper Tarwinga, and I'm the founder of Live Long Digital. I'm passionate about helping people grow their business because I know what it's like to come from very little. Automatically, I'm engaging my audience and telling them, hey, I know where you could be, and I understand you right now. Keep reading. Here's a little bit about me and how I can best help you. So immediately, strategy number one right there is I'm proving I am not a robot. Okay, so if your About page gives an accurate idea of who you are as a person, obviously your prospects, will be drawn to you, and you actually draw in people that are willing and able to actually start working with you, and you already establish working relationships with them. You know why? Because they already understand you've been where they have been, and you understand and you can hold their hand in order for them to have a business that's profitable and enjoyable, or whatever it is that you've got in your offers or what you're promising them. So what I have there is a great way to begin this relationship, and I use a conversational tone, just to really make it look like I'm speaking to them from across the table. So you want to use conversational tones in your About Us page to just get straight to the point of what it is that you can do for your clients. A conversational tone actually removes that anonymity or the distance that a lot of websites tend to have, and it actually makes your message much more memorable, because right now people are already going to know, okay, this guy's from Africa. Wow, he's done 75 million plus in client revenue. What is it that he can then do for me? All right. And also, one other thing that is very important is having a photo like the one that I have on there. Having a photo is also a must, just for the transparency and for trust. And not just any old photo will do. You really want to put a photo that really depicts who you are and is inviting or welcoming, all right? Because first impressions matter. So the type of photo that you put on there is crucial, for setting the right tone. Even if you have to spend a few $100s to get professional photos done, it will be well worth the effort, all right? And also, if you look throughout our website, I've had photos done that really depict where I am in my journey right now. I used to have very long hair, so you want to make sure that the photo is recent and the people can actually relate to who they're dealing with and talking to. And I really recommend that you have something casual yet clear and professional, all right? Or if you see I'm wearing a white shirt, it's I've just got elements that just show you that at least this guy is a professional person. He's not somebody who's just a run off the mill, okay? And you want to just dress up as if you're meeting an old friend, because these people are meeting you for the first time. So you don't want to automatically intimidate them by being overly polished or maybe underdressed. So you just want to really hit the mark as if you're just going out to meet an old friend. And of course, if you are maybe after corporate clients, business clothing will be more suitable. But regardless of style, and mood of the photo, just make sure your face is the main focus of the photo, all right? No too many distractions. As you can see, if you go on livelongdigital.com.au about us, you will notice straight up you see me, my face, and a little bit of an introduction of who I am and how I can be able to help you when you start working with me. And you can then, like seriously, you can cap off the personal connection trifecta by sharing maybe some of your likes, dislikes, or interesting facts that strategically relate to your ideal client persona and create a stronger bond. All right, so look no further than my own about us page on livelongdigital.com.au and see what we are doing well. And also, you can notice that the immediate call to action is just join our community. All right, so what I'm trying to tell people there is it's not just me. I have a community of other people. It's you've arrived, you've come home. All right. And then pretty much there's another thing that a lot of people miss out on when they writing or creating their about us page. You want to become a storyteller. As human beings, we are wired to learn from other people's experiences. We're wired to learn from other people's journeys. All right. And if you're being a storyteller, you immediately connect with your audience and they can now immerse themselves in your journey or in your story. Okay, if you notice, as I finish the second section of the About Us page, it says a chance discovery in Melbourne sparked by a passion for digital marketing. All right, so now you see how it all began. I'm beginning to lay it down that I, like you, I'm also on a journey of discovering and learning and wanting to be more, do more, and have more. I didn't just wake up and I was this, high-flying digital marketer or whatever you think I am right now. Because let me tell you something, digital marketing, consulting, coaching, being a small business is a tough gig. And storytelling is a powerful strategy to just soften up potential clients and your journey, okay? Even if you don't have much of an experience as what your competition might have, you have something unique that they don't have. So you want to craft stories to highlight these unique qualities and then tantalize ideal clients. Because your life story and your experience is what people pay you for. If you really look at all the methodologies that we are putting out there, the NLP, all that consulting, that can be replicated by anyone, but no one can replicate your story. Okay, so your story is what then differentiates you from the marketplace. So why not use it and actually capitalize on that story, in your About Us page? Okay, so you want to use stories on your About Us page in two of the following ways. First of all, you use your personal story to talk about your hardships or whatever successes that you have, and creating a relatable bond to your readers. Because you being a coach already, or you being a consultant, you're already being put on a pedestal by the people that you're trying to reach out to. So the only way you can relate to them and actually have them understand that, you know what, where you are is aspirational. You've had to work yourself to get there. Tell that story, okay? Not only looking at my page, I think if you are familiar with Marie Folio's About page, it actually lists her impressive achievements, and it also explains, how she, coming from Jersey, just like a Jersey girl with no money, no connections, built a multi-billion-dollar business just, with just a laptop and a lot of hard work. So crucially, she makes her story about you, showing you how similar she is to you and how she can help you unlock your true potential. Because if you are a coach or consultant, you really have to be at any given moment encouraging your clients' dreams. You have to be confirming their suspicions, have to be justifying their failures, aligning with their fears, and throwing rocks at their enemies. How best can you do that? By your About Us page on your website, which basically then gets people to know, like, and trust you instantly, okay? The second thing you want to do is use story that ups, the perceived values of your services, all right? Stories about your products and services create a higher level or even perceived value, and you can charge what you're worth and give services, the uniqueness that's really magnetic to your clients, something that your competitors can't match, all right? You see, if you scroll all the way down to our About Us page there, you'll notice how we actually do the work, okay? See how we do it. I tell the story that we first of all understand your business, then we develop a content strategy, and then we write your awesome content, and then we measure success and adjust accordingly, all right? All these 4 steps actually show our clients that, hey, we are absolutely available, and we know what we're talking about, all right? So this is your About Us page is really the playground that you want to showcase every single bit about your business. And if you go onto my page, I've added this podcast is on there as well. I've also added a few testimonials of people talking about what it is that we do. All of those instances where people have actually been happy with us. I'm just sprinkling it as you follow through, because your About Us page is nothing more than an actual sales page. It's not more of a resume, but it's actually a sales page to really get your clients to know, like, and trust you. Something that you can't do with any other pages, in the same manner as your About Us page. All right. So I just want to know, maybe you have done some of these things, and in the comments below, just let me know if you have, or if you haven't, why haven't you? And if you have, why have you? Okay. One of the things that you also want to add to your About Us page is to really show people who you can work with and who you can absolutely help. All right. So it's not like you're playing hard to get, but at least it's a way of you siphoning out those people that are not meant to work with you. All right. So if you go on our page, there's a section that actually says who we want to work with and who we can't work with. All right. What you're doing there is creating implied scarcity and also perceived value, because time is valuable, and successful people won't hesitate for a second to turn away offers that don't live up to their expectations. All right. And how does this apply to your About Us page? You want to use this as qualification. So you use qualification on your page and send a message to your potential clients, that you're not an average consultant or coach. You don't work on average products. All right, or projects. All right, and then displaying that you don't want to, what you don't want in clients actually shows you or shows your clients that you're much more likely to do a better job, because you're not just anybody, or you're not spraying and praying to everyone that you want to work with. And if you display this, it shows that you also have standards, because everyone has standards. but only the confident and successful people actually lay them out in front of everyone else for them to be able to see. All right. If you think that maybe this is something that only I am suggesting, if you're aware of a gentleman called Neil Patel, he actually lays down conditions of who he will work with and who he won't work with, and this just sets the tone before somebody takes up his time by maybe scheduling a call, and then it just makes it awkward for when you then tell them, oh, sorry, I can't work with you. And he also knows he wants his ideal clients to be, and he also is not afraid to turn people away, and that actually is very attractive to the ones that really suit his client profile. Okay, so you want to be honest, you want to be genuine, and don't insult people or be condescending or saying, oh, I don't want to work with you because you're too poor or something like that. But don't also make it out that people can take it the wrong way. Remember, we're living in the cancel culture right now. Somebody may just take a screenshot of what you have on your site there, and then it just becomes grand opening, grand closing for you. All right, so all of these things, while you are there, you also want to narrow your sites. Okay, if your ideal clients maybe specialize in a specific industry, then you want to target that industry in your About Us page, and just really show your clients you know exactly what you're talking about, and you're actually helping them by actually helping them. So if your clients are maybe creative, mention how soul crushing you think corporate writing is, and how writing is about the journey you're taking, because there's different kinds of people out there. There's a corporate minded person, and then there's also the bootstrapping type of person. These people are totally different. They have a different language and everything else, so you want to show people that you totally understand who they are. Because I've spoken to people that really dwell in corporate speak. It's like they speak a whole different language. It's a whole different setup, and they understand each other there. So if that's not your speak, then don't try and be something that you're not. Okay? And if your clients are maybe the corporate types, then play into their world. Show concrete results, return on investment, statistics, testimonials from other big clients, the things that they absolutely worship. You know what I mean? And if you are maybe writing for people in the car industry, would your chances be better if your generic competition, displayed your classic car selection, or maybe something that ties you to that industry and really shows you that you are one of them. Okay, you want to have zero shame in targeting a niche your clients actually belong to. All right, and sure, you may have maybe a passion that you want to showcase. Really find different ways on how you can connect with these people. Even if you've got kids, I really encourage you to put it on there and just go the extra mile. Show people who you really are, because sometimes we connect in different avenues. Some people connect on wealth, other people connect on relationships, other people connect on family. So you never know what your clients value, and if you touch on all of those points, it really makes it easy for people to relate to you. Okay, so this is your page. It's about you, so don't hold back, and I want you to actually go the extra mile. All right, because I want you to be aware that having great written content on your About Us page may just not be enough to win over some potential clients. All right, despite your best effort, some people may unfortunately forget about you as soon as they leave your site. So for those people, images are more memorable, they hold attention better, and take a lot less effort for them to process while they are reading. So, you want to touch on a whole lot of these aspects that you can, in order to create for and relate to the audience that you want to work with. All right, so I encourage you to check out my About Us page on livelongdigital.com.au. About Us, just have a look at the mixture of content that we've put on there. We've put in our products, we've put in a bit of storytelling, I put in my awards, just about everything you could ask me in an interview. If you were trying to get to know me, I have put it all. I've laid it down so that people, beyond reasonable doubt. Okay. You also want to check out Neil Patel's page to see a great example of putting in more effort than your competition. I mean, although it's not technically about us page, but you should incorporate visual pieces, that really are captivating and really show people that you mean business and you actually care for them to get to know, like, and trust you. All right, because your page, your about us page, really should send a clear message that you are highly sought after, that you've got really high quality design, and that you're a professional. Just the kind of message that you want your prospects to understand. All right, and there's other pages that also using the about us page as an SEO page, because that's where you can add more keywords that you could not have added maybe in your home page or in your other service pages out there. So you see how you can literally utilize your about us page to completely stand out in the crowd there. And one other thing that a lot of people miss out on when they're creating your about us page is, obviously we all want awesome clients, all right? But are you being awesome? Are you on a mission that is worth, buying into? Because our clients are searching for things and people that are on a mission, because they simply can't do it themselves. So they want to work with people that are working towards something, all right? So if you are maybe action focused, or maybe you're on a mission, for example, maybe, you have a mission to help 500 small business owners thriving, become a thriving small business. You want to let your ideal customer know that, right? So that they can buy into what you are doing. Because if you put yourself to become larger than life, it actually makes it easy for people to connect with your mission there. So being on a mission means, setting huge but also specific goals and passionately striving to achieve them. Just working hard isn't enough. Testimonials aren't enough. Okay, so if your ideal client is maybe a passionate small business owner, then make it your mission to help maybe 500 business owners turn into thriving small enterprises. Okay, and if your ideal client is in the tech industry, make it your mission to attract larger audience to technology. Do you think doing so would get the attention of maybe technology firms that are actually hiring a coach or maybe a freelancer or consultant? Indeed it would. You know what I mean? So all you want to do is show where you are going so that people can buy into everything that you are working on. All right, and then show people you can actually help them by actually helping them. And if you've got other pages or industries that you can link to that you haven't linked on your homepage, because most of the time we don't want to overfill our homepage with stuff. Put it all in your about us page. Do you have a podcast that people can sign up to? Do you have a newsletter that people can sign up to? Do you have maybe a show? What else are you doing that we need to know about you? Have you got other resources that we might not see by ourselves? So just make your about us page like your reception. All right, make it your reception and make it so that people can actually refer to it as a resource, so that it makes sense for them to navigate on your website. I mean, there's so much that you can add onto your about us page because it's yours. All right, and make it so unique that it really differentiates you from the marketplace right there. I want your about us page to help you stand out from the crowd and attract your ideal customers, the ones that you deserve. Because if you use some of the strategies that I just spoke about in this podcast today, you definitely will put yourself head and shoulders above your competition. All right. So I want you to tell me which ones appeal to you. And I want you to go on to livelongdigital.com.au about us and leave me a message. Okay. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a section where you can leave me a message. I just want you to, maybe if you've got any questions, ask me if there's anything that I can do in order for you to do and have a business that's profitable and enjoyable. And you may have been sitting on a gold mine, which happens to be your About Us page. I want you to tell me what you're going to do, and maybe write back to me again and show me what you have done. All right? Because obviously, if you're not going to do this, nobody else is going to do this for you. Nobody is going to toot your own horn. I want you to tell me also what is stopping you from putting all this information on your About Us page. Just let me know in the comments which one of these strategies you're gonna use, and then come back and tell me when you get it up so that we can check it out and give you feedback and a lot of encouragement. Like I said, man, we really want you to create a business that's profitable and enjoyable. And once you've created this, you start having a business that creates diverse recurring revenue streams to skyrocket your profitability and actually ensures that your business remains 100% bulletproof even during market downturns, global pandemics, and all these lockdowns that we are receiving here. So there you have it. Go in and fix up your About Us page, because these 6 strategies will create a powerful About Us page. And if you want to check out an example, just go on to my About Us page on livelongdigital.com.au/About Us. I can't wait to see yours. I can't wait to see the world-class services that you provide and the changes you're going to make to your About Us page. Right? Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let's continue the conversation in the Live Long Digital community. Become a Live Long Digital community member today. This community is for ambitious entrepreneurs and small business owners with the drive to take control of the future of their businesses and achieve huge success without stress and overwhelm. As you heard, Prosper can help you by teaching you marketing strategies that work. So look no further than the Live Long Digital community of entrepreneurs and highly successful business owners. Join our community today. Find us on www.community.livelongdigital.com.au. Network with other driven entrepreneurs and find the expert guidance you need to take your business to the next level. www.community.livelongdigital.com.au